It worked. Has that worked? Yes, I think it has worked. Oh, can see a few come on. Evening all. Hope you're all good. Lee Ashby here, Motocross and Speedway Memories. All you guys and girls on Facebook, I've just been writing in the comments the link you need to click on. I've just tested it and it's all been good with Roger. We've actually been talking for about half an hour off air. So that was all good. So we had a test. Good job we did, because his earphones weren't working great with the laptop. So once he took them out, he could hear a lot better. So I'm glad we tested it. Should probably do a bit more testing, shouldn't we, with the guests before they come on. Hello, Ian. How's it going, bud? Yes, I did, mate. I did see Swindon Town Youths beating Manchester United Youths in the FA Cup. It was awesome. There's another one. Look, so all you guys and girls on Facebook, you need to either come out of this video, click the blue link in the post, then come back in, or click one of these links in the comments that I've put. It just basically gives you your privacy permission so I can see your profile when you comment. That's basically all it is. I've got plenty of questions for the man. Good 30 odd questions. So this is the first time I've ever interviewed a commentator as well. So it's going to be interesting. Another interesting one. Even last night, it was good to talk to Matt Bates about the arena cross and the promoting side of things, and plus his race career. And then on Monday, I did Paul Teasdale. And that was also good. That was a different angle as well. Obviously, his racing career and his being a mechanic as well. So that was good to do something like that as well from that side of things. Just to let you all know, don't forget, on Sunday, the 28th of January, there's a Lee Jones Memorial Day at Monster Mountain in Merthyr Tydfil. Open from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. It's just £40 cash on the day to practice, and then you'll probably sign on. And basically, all them proceeds are going to go to Lee Jones himself and his family towards the funeral and everything, stuff like that. So that's amazing that Darren Lewis from Monster Mountain has let them have the track for that special cause. Hashtag number 74, Lee Jones. Raced with him in the 90s. We were teammates for a couple of years on Suzuki. So yeah, had a lot of great times with that man. And you might have seen one of my posts I put up not long ago with the terrible news. So not great. But hopefully we can do something cool for him. Glenn Phillips asked me about putting it out. Not sure who that is, but hopefully you'll click on one of my links in my thing there, and then I'll be able to see who that is. Hopefully they'll come back on. Looks like they were on last night. Good evening from New Zealand, Clayton Rowe. How's it going? Crazy where the people all come from all over the world on here. It's pretty cool. Hello, Mr. Scott Bonham. How's it going? Oh, Mr. Rambold. From a nice airport. That man's been flying around all over the world. Yeah, mate, terrible. Was it Monaco you went to, Ben? Was that doing that, the FIM stuff and sorting all that out? Who's that? Not sure who that is, and I'm not sure what they're talking about. I'm not sure who that is either, but it sounds like someone was in the hospital watching. So I hope it entertained you on there, and I hope you're all good, whoever that is. But so any of you guys and girls that are in here now, this is your chance before I get Roger on. I've put loads of links in the comments. If you scroll back, hopefully you'll bump into one of them like that. Click on that, and it basically gives your privacy permission to use your profile like Mark there, evening Mark. And then I'll be able to see it is. Oh, come on, Graham. Sort it out. Click on the link. Come on, Mr. Wheeler, get clicking on there, my friend. Much love to Kevin Wheeler as well. As soon as he put a picture of a duck, that's what we do instead of F-U-C-K. So that's much better. Plus, it always spells it wrong on anything anyway when you message. Big love to him. He's recovering from an operation, so hopefully he's going to be in a few weeks of recovery. So much love to my man. Let's make Monaco with in front, guys. So much GP work being set up. Just about to fly home. Oh, nice. Hopefully you had a good time, mate. There he goes. Sorted. And I even showed, while I was testing with Roger before we came on, I showed him that post on the Brampton shed. Get mentioned, I'm really. You're already mentioned, you're on screen, my friend. One of the great photographers out there. I might even come to Hawkstone, which, if I'm gonna, I need to speak to them quite soon, don't I? I'll need to speak to them if I want to go and do some photography at the Hawkstone International. I might be able to get to meet you there, Graham. Right, I can see the man's coming down in the bottom of my screen, so I'm going to get the video going and then we're going to bring him in and get cracking. So here we go. Got many creep shots with Mr. Warren. I was actually laughing. I didn't actually tell him while we were talking, not off air, but I will when we're on air. I couldn't believe how many pictures I'd actually grabbed him for. I stalk him everywhere. Mr. Warren.
How are you?
Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, we're all fine this end, yeah. You are
beautiful,
a stalker, aren't you? Where'd you get all those photographs from?
Well, I'll get them out of the way first because I couldn't believe how many. I think there's even more pictures of me as well that I've got. But look, I literally stalked you pretty much everywhere, I'm pretty sure.
The camera don't lie, though. I don't get any better looking, do I?
I was going to say that about me. This is Beauty and the Beast, and I'm the Beast.
Well, yeah, that's kind of you, yeah.
That was special to be able to do that with you. That was, I think that was.
You do get around.
Yeah, look, even the COVID times.
Oh, no, that's the best picture yet. I look all right there.
Oh, brilliant. But yeah, I've still got even more pictures. I thought, oh my God, I have to put them on there to show him how much I stalk him.
Yeah, that's a bit worrying, Lee, that is.
I know, sorry about that. But it's all good intentions, my friend. It's nothing weird. Right, Dave King's just come on there. See you soon, Roger. Best in the business.
Well, that's kind of him to say that, but yeah, you still got to pay me, Dave, even if you're saying that. So thank you.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, very kind.
I do like this. It's just certain voices, Roger, that you recognise, even if you haven't seen you before in physical terms or anything. There's just certain voices that you know straight away who it is. You do it with golf commentators, motocross, and everything, and it's like that with you. When you come on the MXGP or anything, and I'm led in bed and I'm watching that, and it's just know it is straight away. Love it.
Well, actually, Giuseppe Luongo, he actually calls me the voice.
Yeah, there you go.
No,
that is the slogan from now on, Roger. It's Roger, the voice, Warren.
Yeah, that's what he actually calls me. So
get the logo made.
Yeah.
Before someone nicks it. They nick your voice from everything else. So
they do. It's modern technology. We were talking earlier, and I said, particularly after the Nations, if I've been on the mic in the Nations, suddenly my voice appears on videos in all sorts of languages all over the show. It just pops up, and somehow I don't know how they do it, but they're cribbing my voice on stuff, and certain riders use it in their vlogs as well.
Yeah.
Unauthorized.
Unauthorized. No percentages. No nothing.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that, Tommy. But yeah.
No, yeah, Cyril. I've got a bit of a cough.
Yeah.
Graham, ouch. Great phases for radio. Wow.
Oh.
Ouch.
You know who your friends are, don't you, in times like
Mm.
this?
Yeah, I'll take that back. I want about meeting you, Graham. I don't want to meet you anymore.
Yeah. I'll tell you the story about him and his kilt at the Isle of Wight GP if he's not careful.
Oh yeah, I saw him right on the comment saying, "Please don't bring that up."
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes.
Is it
That-
true
that
about
was
the
it.
kilts? Is it true, Roger?
It was the first Isle of Wight. I'm going to tell it. Yeah. It was the first GP on the Isle of Wight,
Yeah.
2004. Graham was working for TMX and he wore a kilt in honour of Billy Mackenzie.
Okay.
And he was right at the top of the hill and in front of probably 20, 30,000 odd people. And he took a tumble and he literally went AOT all the way down the hill in his kilt.
Yeah.
And in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And on the mic we said, "It's all right, Graham. I think you got away with that. No one noticed, but they did."
And did he do the proper kilt thing as well?
Thankfully, no. Thankfully, no.
Oh, right. Okay. That was okay then. So
Yeah.
we didn't see that then. So it wasn't
No,
too
we didn't.
graphic.
No.
Hello, Mr. Bishop, Speedway rider there. Right, let's get into this. It was cold. Oh, here's Chris, the brothers. Look, he's already. He's anyone that doesn't know should know that he's an FIM official.
Yes.
And he's already telling his brother, look, careful what you say.
Yeah. When people come up to me and say, "Are you Chris Warren's brother?" I think, "Oh no, what's he done?"
Yeah. Oh God, I bet he gets a lot of that though with you as well. Doing that. Is that your brother Roger on the old commentary? Is it?
Yeah. Well, that's more sort of good stuff. On mine, it's usually bad. He's usually upset somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't mess around with him. I've seen him in action at Fox Hill and everything. He gets the job done.
Listen, I'll tell you what, mate. Sometimes he's not always popular, but he's always right. I tell you, and he knows his stuff. He knows
100%.
And I've seen him in several crisis situations, and I have to.
He's a man.
Yeah, he can deal with stuff. I tell you.
Yeah. I've seen him, and he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
And obviously, we need these guys to do these special jobs that need doing as well to make everything happen. Scott, he's just put a true legend, Roger.
Very kind. Thank you. Are you hiding all the bad comments? Are you hiding all the shit ones?
No, not yet. Good morning. I think Mr. Shane Charles there is in Australia. We've had someone's been on here from New Zealand as well. Who was that? That was Clayton Rowe. He's just put good morning from New Zealand. So they're all over the world to come on from.
Blimey, they're keen.
Yeah, Mr. King. Adam Pryor just put Terry Warren, what a legend he was too, Roger's brother.
Yeah, my elder brother, the next one up from Chris, he worked for many, many years as reporter for Troubles and Motocross News, covering the south of England.
Right, okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
I've always been someone's brother. People say, "Oh, you," and now it's, "Oh, you Chris's brother." So I've always, because I'm the youngest, I'm always someone's brother. I've never.
Did you get hand-me-downs, Roger? Did you have to do all that?
No.
Was there too much of a gap?
Nothing like that. Yeah, no, nothing any good off of them. Just a shit. That's the trouble.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, hi, Matt. He's just put, "Hi, I'm the track prep guy from Monster Mountain. How's it going, Matt?" Yeah. Doing a lot of work up at Monster Mountain. Who's this then, Roger? Someone's put, "Hi, my old mate, Roger, love my neighbour." So must be someone in your neck of the woods.
That could be, well, I don't know. No, that could be, I don't know. You have to give us a clue.
Yeah, you have to come back on whoever that was and say who it was. I've not clicked on the link, but he's put, "I love dealing with Terry Warren's reports at TMX. The man was the man."
Yep. His claim to fame was he actually gave Rob Herring the nickname The Fish.
No way.
Yeah, there you go.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
One of my faves as well, Roger. It's Tony T, apparently.
Oh, I guessed it
Tony.
was. Yeah. I bet he's not paying for this. I bet he's not paying to subscribe, yeah?
No. He's not even bothered to click on the link to put so we can see his name, so we know what he said.
Exactly. Yeah. That's because he don't want people to know where he lives.
Yeah, stealth. Mr. Rumbo's been on. Really wanted to say thanks to Roger for all his words of support and encouragement in the crazy world of commentary. I'll watch back later, but I must fly. So he's on a flight. Yeah, he come on here a bit before you come on and was saying nice things, like we'd all do.
Yeah, well, he's a good lad. Yeah.
Cool. Matt's just said on the Monster Mountain, he's just put more soil on the track, about 600 ton, I presume that means. Jesus. Wow.
But that was cold up there.
Cool, yeah, but when I spoke to the owner, Darren Lewis, he said he was putting turf on the infield, like he wants it all turfed. Because I said about going up there to, like, you know, advertise my event. He goes, oh, I wouldn't come up here at the moment. He goes, whatever minuses are yours, there's another few below that. Which yeah. I don't doubt.
I've not been. I've never seen the place.
Yeah, really good. Proper is a mountain. I'm sure you'll get there this year at some point. Right then, Roger. So what have you been up to lately then? What have you been up to?
Well, it's quiet time of year. Obviously, the last event I did was the Nations at Ernay, which was
unreal.
Unbelievable. If you weren't there, you missed out. That was probably... I've done every nation since, I've missed 2, in fact, since 2006. And that was up there with the best. 100% that was up there with the best. It was unbelievable. The atmosphere, the weather, the racing. That was it. That's the place, with my good friend, Mr. Francis Mananou on the right-hand side there, the French legend commentator. And Thomas Ascani, the Italian in the middle. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And the crowd were on form. They were, you know, up for it. They had a good time. Everything was good. The campsite, the camping, the whole place was just unbelievable.
Yeah, everything online was crazy.
You can't tell them, isn't it? Because it's just whatever expectations you have, it exceeded that. It was brilliant. So that was it, really. That was the last one. And then, as I said to you earlier, this time of year is always... I hate it because it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. People on the phone all the time saying, we've got this come up, you know, this is, and we want you to do this and all sorts of stuff, but nothing concrete. And then it all comes together at the last minute. But, you know, there's lots of things being talked about. But nothing concrete and sorted. And you sort of start panic a little bit. You think, oh, you know, I haven't got anything. Then all of a sudden it all comes flying in. So it's a bit of a weird time of year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if you want me to show that or not, but you've got a very cool registration plate, I see.
That was a little present to myself, and I couldn't refuse that because MC Rog is my Twitter name, and 57 is the year I was born, so you couldn't say no to that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I'll just show it quick. Very cool. Love that.
That'll get claimed now. Thanks for that.
It's very cool. It's very cool. So have you got any plans at the moment as it stands for 2024? I'm sure you'll be at the Nations with Matley at the end of the year, for instance.
Well, hopefully that'll be my... I was trying to work it out. I think it will be 16th.
Yeah,
maybe 17th.
Wow.
No, 16th.
17.
I've been on the mic. Yeah, I've missed 2. I missed one in America, and I missed one, the last one in Italy, because my son decided to get married that weekend. So yeah, that Vets to Nations at Fox Hill.
Yep.
Obviously, that's massive.
Other
than that, what have we got? I'm talking to people. There's a certain British Championship series where the fastest 40 people turn up. That's one I'm talking about. I got a call this afternoon, as I said to you, asking me if I'm free to do the live stream for the Italian Championships in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep.
Other stuff, yeah. There's a British Championship at Fox Hill coming up, and where there's likely to be a big race incorporated in that, if that all gets rubber stamped as well. Which keep your eye on the press, because the British Championship, the Dirt Store British Championship round at Fox Hill is going to probably have something very special. Notice I'm keeping it with my brother here because he's a promoter there.
Yeah. Keep him happy.
Yeah, so keep your eye on the press for that. The announcement will be soon, I'm sure, but that is going to have an extra element which will make that a fantastic weekend as well.
Interesting. Sounds good.
So yeah, big meetings, not many, but big ones.
So I've got Gareth Edwards here has just put, can you ask him how shocked he was at how fast a young Robbie Herring was when he went on his Suzuki during the 90s?
Well, we shouldn't have been shocked because Robbie was faster than anything, wasn't he? That's the thing. I mean, he's your typical should have been world champion. Absolutely should have been world champion.
So fast.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he could ride a 500 and he could ride a 125 and anything in between. Good news is I saw Dave King announce that Robbie's going to be at Fox Hill at the Vets this year.
Yeah, I saw that. Very cool.
Be great if we could get Malin along there as well and make up the old 94 Nations team. But I know they've been trying to get Malin there for a few years. That'd be good if they could.
Got to get me Nation shirts signed by all them as well. So that'd be handy.
So yeah, Robbie's going to be at Fox Hill for that one. So
that'll be good.
See, so Dave King keeping him happy as well.
Yeah, see that. Yeah, that's good.
Well, aren't I?
You are doing well. You'll have the phone going again when you come back off doing that. Oh, yeah, thanks for that. Can you do such a thing? Adam Pryor as well. We have just put. I remember when Roger used to commentate the sidecar GPs at Langrish. It was always an awesome atmosphere.
Well, that was actually my first ever commentary duty was at Langrish.
Was it?
Yeah, at the Ken Hall Trophy.
Ah, wow! I remember that. That was like bank holiday and stuff.
It was 2002, I think. It might have been 2001, but that was my first gig because I live 5 minutes up the track and know everybody and used to work up the track. And same as everything I've always done, I've just been in the right place at the right time. And I was there. I used to race sidecar passenger. I retired by then. So I was watching, and suddenly John Mould, who was the commentator there, said, "Oh, here you go. You used to race sidecar. Interview some of these." So he just shoved a microphone in my hand, and I had to talk to some of the sidecar GP riders or the Ken Hall Trophy riders.
Wow!
Which was great, except I walked along and I talked to one foreign crew and asked them a great, long, complicated question, and they answered in Dutch because they couldn't speak English.
Chucked in the deep end.
I forgot to ask whether they could speak English or not.
Yeah. Cool. Even Mr. Perrett's coming back with that Graham thing as well. Cool. Face for radio. I should know. Touche.
That's well. Yeah, I'm saying
we're getting rinsed. We're getting rinsed tonight.
I'm saying nothing. Thanks,
Mr. Perrett.
He makes me look good when I stand next to Jeff.
That's a good fight back. That is, Jeff. Take that one. Oh yeah, so I was just about to ask you about that because it was Mr. Pryor that informed me about that you got into being a sidecar passenger, and I've took photos of even the sidecars at Fox Hill and a few places, and Jesus Christ, they are absolutely nuts. The fitness involved in being a passenger, wow. That's what I'm saying.
That's how I got into it. I was your typical local ACU junior solo.
Yep.
Rubbish. It's no good, but still turned up every week and spent my money and rode round and finished 18th and happy. Again, coincidence. I got to know some of the sidecar passenger mafia down in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And sort of got to know them and ended up going to gym with them and training with them. First time I went, 10 minutes in, I had to go outside and throw up. I couldn't. Yeah, absolutely killed me.
Say no more.
So yeah, got in with those boys and started training with them. Come the end of the year, one of the lads, his passenger was hurt, and they said, "Oh, we need someone. Can you jump in this weekend?" I thought, how hard can it be? And soon found out.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I fell out 3 times. I think it was down at the front, and I think I fell out 3 times. But that was it, hooked. So I sold me a solo, and the following year I was doing it full time and carried on.
Didn't know that.
The fitness side, I loved it. Training with those boys, hardest thing I ever did because they were fit as, and they didn't know when to stop or quit. You couldn't beat them, and it's mentally that turned me around because it just made you so. George Skeets used to be our trainer, and George was just ridiculous. He was ridiculous. His attitude and his fitness and everything. You know, there was no second chance with them. They just did it full on, and you know, you just had to do it. But it's the good thing about sidecars, and especially passengers, is it's you liken it a little bit, and I wouldn't compare by any means, but something like sort of if you're in a club, you know, like I don't know, like, or even like sort of the SAS, if you once you do it and you pass out and you sort of get the respect of the others, you're in that club for life.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Although I wouldn't claim to be any good as a sidecar passenger. I rode and I did okay, and you know, now the sidecar boys, we're just friends for life. We meet up and you sort of got your badge of honour. You know, if you can be a sidecar passenger at a decent level, you get your badge of honour, and
that's
you
good.
wear that with pride. You know.
Yeah, that's nice. So I was going to ask you how the commentary began. So you sort of mentioned that. So you literally chucked in at the deep end at the sidecar, and you went from there. Did you then just carry on with the sidecars, or how did that become to get in the motocross?
The same. That's what I said to you. Just it's pure luck, being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Did that one and then did nothing. And during the following year, poor old John Mould died, bless him. So when the Ken Hall Trophy came around the following year, they asked me to commentate. And that's when me and Paul Hardy teamed up, because Paul, who'd been doing all the local AMCA commentaries, I asked him to come and do it. So he rocked up and we clicked straight away. And that was it. We did the Ken Hall Trophy. And then, you know, other jobs came along. Following year, we got asked to do British Championship on the Isle of Wight. That led to the Grand Prix on the Isle of Wight the following year. Which led to the next Grand Prix, which meant introductions to Ustream at the time. So you get no there. So that led to the Nations in 2006 at Matterley. And that, you know, British Championships and stuff like that. And then I met Jack Bernicle, and Jack couldn't do Eurosport one weekend. And he said, can you do it? And that's what I mean. I've always somehow fallen into stuff, just being in the right place at the right time. And one thing's led to another.
Beautiful.
And that was 22 years now I've been doing it. And
it's just that's my next question, is literally how long have you been commentating for?
Yeah, that's it. So
22 years.
Just, you know, it's things sort of come to me. I've just been lucky. No doubt about it, I've been lucky. Because we discussed this earlier. I'm a fan. Bottom line is I'm a race fan. If I wasn't on the mic, I'd be stood behind the fence with everybody else watching the race.
Yeah. He just said, nice retort. As to be expected, ever the pro. Look forward to working with Rog later in the year. All the best, fellas. Cheers, Jeff. All the best with the arena cross at the weekend.
I love Jeff. I love working with guys like Jeff, because as an ex-rider at the top level, which he is a lot, I don't know if everyone realises that, Jeff raced at top level. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah. He can see stuff that I won't see. Having never done that, they can see stuff that I won't see. Maidens like that. Rob Andrews, when I work with Rob, the same. They can see things. I can tell you what's happening. They can tell you why it's happening and interpret it. And that's what I find interesting. And that, you know, that's what adds to it. And you love it. I love working with these guys, because they can actually tell you why something's happening or what's going on, or stuff like that. Sometimes I just sit there listening to these guys, because they're brilliant stuff. You know, they see stuff I wouldn't see, and once it makes perfect sense. You think, Neil Hodgson was like that. When I did World Superbikes, I worked with Neil Hodgson. Yeah, and he was brilliant. He could predict a crash 3 corners before it happened.
Wow.
He'd say, you're in trouble with the front end. And bang, 3 or 4 corners later, they crash. Brilliant.
Wow. That was my next question as well. So what was the other sports I was going to ask you? What other sports have you done? So you just said about the Superbike there. Have you done, do any of them? You've done MotoGP as well, haven't you?
Yep. I was the resident circuit commentator at Losail in Qatar for 8 years.
Wow.
So I did motocross GP when that first went there.
Yep.
MXGP. Then they asked me to come and do MotoGP.
Yep.
Which the first one I did, I said yes, and that was actually the same weekend as my 25th wedding anniversary. So,
oh God.
Yeah, that went down well. Took me about 2 months to get the courage to tell my wife I was going. Ask my wife if I could go.
Yeah, that's it.
And then they did World Superbikes as well. So yeah, I
Wow.
did Qatar for 8-9 years.
Because that's massive, the MotoGP, isn't it? Like, we're talking millions all over the world, obviously. Well, probably more than millions. Trillions.
I'm a fan. I love MotoGP. Love it. It's not as accessible as motocross. You go there and a lot of it is shut off. You know, you can't get to the team garages and you can't wander in and have a look at the bikes, and the riders literally walk from their team hut to the pit garage, which is about 10 yards, and that's it. That's when you see it. But MotoGP is unbelievable, and at Losail they're doing 231 an hour down the straight.
Madness, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're all mad motocross fans. All those riders, they love motocross. All of them love it.
I've seen some of them come into the events and stuff, haven't they? They like
Dovi Dovizioso. He's riding the Italian Championship, and he owns. He's just bought a track, isn't he, out there?
Has he?
Yeah, he's just bought. I can't remember, but he's bought a track. Dovi loves it. Absolutely loves it. I've seen him at a couple of nations, and he loves motocross.
Because obviously, I suppose with motocross, they've got the stars, haven't they?
Yeah, they've all
got
the
stars.
Yeah, they all ride it, and they all follow it.
Wow.
Well, you think it's super right. Johnny Ray used to have a team. He used to have his own motocross team. Neil Hodgson, when we were commentating on Superbikes, first thing you do when we come off air was go out and check the MXGP results. They all love it.
Chris just said Fienza. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Dovi's just bought Fienza.
Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
He'd be a good one to get on.
That would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Did you have any? Is there any of those riders that you sort of, obviously you're a fan of that as well? Was there any that you was like, wow, that's pretty cool to see him? Like, the thing is with motocross is sometimes outside of motocross, some people might not know the stars, but in MotoGP, everyone knows all over the world, don't they? So I mean, like Rossi, all these guys.
I've got a picture somewhere in my office here. Can't see it. Anyway, of me, Dovi, Rossi, and Marquez on the podium in Qatar. You know, and you sort of step back and think, wow. Cool's this.
Yeah, very, very wow. Yeah. Did you, if you interviewed like Rossi and things like that, did you get to do rider interviews or? Oh
God, no! You don't get anywhere near him. No. He walked past me and said hello. That's the nearest I got.
Yeah. So they're pretty protected there, aren't they?
Funny thing is, in Qatar MotoGP, there's a local lad, and he dresses up like Rossi, and he puts the hat, the sunglasses, and everything on, and wears the Rossi clothes. And I'll tell you what, he is a dead ringer, an absolute dead ringer. And he wanders about the back of the pit lane, and you should see the number of people who queue up and get selfies with him, get pictures taken, autographs. He loves it. He's there all weekend pretending to be Rossi.
No way.
Yeah, he absolutely loves it. He's famous for it. He's brilliant.
That's brilliant. He got the signature down.
Rossi. Yeah, and
he got the signature down.
Yeah, he just wanders around, and he's brilliant.
No way. That's brilliant.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I've actually got a helmet that Tom Fuller at Image Design painted for me, and on there it put everything that I've commentated on, and I actually surprised myself.
Wow.
I've done Enduro, Trial GP, Super Enduro, MotoGP, World Superbike, BSB, MXGP, and basically most things you can think of on two wheels I've done. And he actually sort of painted all that on a helmet for me.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. He does like he did nation helmets and all that, didn't he? And he's a good rider as well, fella.
He would be a good one to get on. He's a good rider, and he knows that go and see his studio. Or go online
love
and
to.
see some of the things that his team paint and how
Excuse me.
unbelievable, unbelievable.
I did speak to him a couple of times online, so I'll have to. That would be a cool interview as well.
Yeah, he is a cool dude. He is definitely a cool dude, Tom.
Yeah, I remember him doing all the 4-stroke stuff and all that with
That's
Stacey
right.
Harmon and all them guys. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, but yeah, so I've actually done quite, as I say, I've done trial GP. That's brilliant. For anyone who's never seen a world trial GP, you should go. That is unbelievable. You see Tony Bow and people like that, the things they can do on a bike, it's just incredible.
Crazy, isn't it?
Incredible.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, you look at the section, you think, well, hang on, where's the section? Can't be that because it's a solid 6-foot bank, but it bloody is.
Unreal, aren't they?
Yeah,
Unreal from a standing stop, that what they do and the technical sides of it. It's crazy.
So super. I love. I'm a fan. That's the bottom line. I love all motorbike sport, so I love it. Love it.
Who were your who were your motocross heroes then, Roger? And did you get to interview them? Who were your original heroes? And
well, like I said to you, I raced as a very lowly ACU junior in the 70s and 80s, and that anyone who was in the British Championship or GPs was a hero then. So for me, actually, to be, talking to guys like Dave Thorpe, Kurt Nichol, Robbie Herring, people like that is an absolute. You have to pinch yourself because those were the guys that I was stood behind the fence watching them race, and the American guys. I sometimes, well, there you go. Case in point, I stand there looking like the village idiot just because I'm just talking to these people. I mean, the only time we saw them was in Motocross Action magazine, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, mate. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I mean, suddenly there's guys like Brock Glover, Rick Johnson, people like that.
Crazy.
And I'm talking to them, and they know who I am, and I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, they were my hero. Noisy, obviously, Noisy was a hero.
Yeah.
He was always cool. He always looked cool. Mallow, I loved Mallow.
Yeah.
He was the coolest looking dude in his O'Neill kit and everything. He was so cool. But we never got a chance to see him because as soon as he came in, he'd be straight in the Honda truck and they'd zip the awning up and you wouldn't see him.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys like that. And obviously, I mean, people like Rick Johnson and Jeff Stanton. I met Stanton. The only top guy I'd want to meet, who I haven't, of the Americans, is MC McGrath.
Oh yeah. I want to interview him so much.
Yeah.
He was my hero growing up, for sure. That would be cool.
I saw him. Now my brother will tell you. We went to Sheffield and saw Supercross where McGrath rode. It was his first time he rode Yamaha. He just come off
97, was it? Something like that.
Yeah, he got a Honda and he rode Yamaha. And him and Larry Ward rode there. And they did a demo lap. They all rode round and then they did a demonstration lap at full speed. And we hadn't really seen indoor Supercross. And I remember we looked at each other thinking, what the is going on here? What is happening here? Because we've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Is that one where they launched that treble in the middle somewhere, wasn't it, or something like that?
I can't remember, but he still had all his Honda gear on. I've got a picture of him in my garage. He had his Honda gear because he literally just signed for Yamaha.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was a special one.
Has there been any general riders that are great to interview and easy to work with?
Yeah, all the top guys. To be honest, the top guys, they're schooled in PR. So you ask them a half decent question and they're gone. They're up and running and they're really good. Guys like Johnson, and the modern guys, they're really good at that. Hurlins, people like that. Billy's a little unpredictable.
Yeah. I was going to say that.
Yeah, he's ask Billy a question and stand back because you never quite know what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
Max is the same. Pansty's the same.
Yeah,
you never quite know what Max is going to come out with. Sometimes he'll go off on a tangent, and you never know what Max is going to say.
Yeah,
but to be honest, that was my first lesson. Really, is my very first British Championship was on the Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
And Mark Deruva was a wild card that weekend.
Yeah.
And the ACU guy at the time, I can't remember who it was, said to me, go up and go and interview him. So whoever was talking to someone, they weren't on the line or anything. They were just sort of behind the line getting ready. And I went up behind him, stood there patiently. And eventually I tapped him on the shoulder and said, Mark, can I have a word? And he just turned around and looked at me and said, nah.
Did
he? Yeah. And I thought, okay. Right. So I sort of waited a bit longer, and then I asked him again, and he turned and he looked at me and said, nah. So that was a valuable lesson learned as well.
Wow.
Any rider, to be honest, you've got to respect them. If you go up and try and bother them when they're getting ready to go on the start line and they're cycling themselves up or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're polite, and what I try and do is I'll talk to them beforehand and say, look, I'm going to be wandering around the start line.
Yeah.
If you're free, I'd love to talk to you. If not, it's not a problem. And then they're happy with that. And if you just sort of stand in front of them on the start line and just sort of give them a nod, and they'll either say yes or no. And that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah. They all act different, don't they? Some of them are all right to approach before.
You've got to respect them. If you go up at the wrong time, then they're not going to talk to you. But most of them are. There's a few who are notoriously difficult, who really, don't want to talk and are quite difficult. But and there's some, for some reason, I haven't really clicked with. You can get some.
Yeah, of course.
You click straight away. Jeffrey Hurd, love Jeffrey. Him and I get on a treat. We actually, I love him. I love the kid. But others like Tony Caroli, I've never really clicked with Tony. Not for any reason. I don't know why, but never really clicked with him.
Interesting.
But some they're like. So some of them, and some are just nervous. They're not very good. They're a little bit nervous. Anil Leot was the worst. When he first came over, a combination of being very shy and also not being able to speak the language very much, he was annoying because you just get one word answers off him all the time.
Literally like
yes, no, yes, no. That's all you get.
Yeah.
And I spoke to him at the Nations a couple of years ago, and he said, it's because I struggled with with the language, really.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to respect that. But what can you do? When someone will give you a one-word answer, you can't really go anywhere.
You excited for the new season? There's new teams, new bikes, new riders, all that sorts of stuff. What about the GP? What's your thoughts on the GP for the new year? It looks like they're going to some other places. I see there's China's on the schedule as well, isn't it? I think I spotted.
Yeah, I mean, listen, people criticise some of the places they go to. And I know that, you go to some of the tracks and there's no spectators and the tracks are rubbish and all that sort of stuff and whatever. You could criticise some, but when they say they're going to China and places like that, you've got to, because from the manufacturer's point of view, that's the market. They sell millions and millions of bikes in countries like that. Indonesia, they sell millions of bikes there. So the manufacturers want to go there. And that's why that's why Formula One go to all these weird and wonderful places. That's where they sell the product. So you've got to bear that in mind. But 100%, I know that some of the venues aren't the best. But you can't keep on just staying in Europe. You've got to extend it a little bit and try and go worldwide. And listen, I'm not going to criticise in front. Ustream and in front have been very, very good to me in the past. And they're well-meaning people. I know they take a lot of flack, but and people are probably going to jump in and criticise me, but I'm certainly not going to criticise them. I think MXGP is really good. You go to a GP now, it's the setup, the teams. It's a million miles better than it was 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, so professional, isn't it?
Professional. It's so good now. The setup. You look at the Husqvarna outfit. You go there. God, I mean,
it's a clinic, isn't it?
And it's come on a long, long way. You can't. The tracks. Again, there's things you've got to bear in mind. When you're building a track, you have to build it a certain length and a certain lap time, because you have to get that into a set period, because you're dealing with live TV. Live TV have a slot, and you have to get the race and everything into that slot. So they're working under restrictions. You can't have great big grassy valleys and fields everywhere. You know, it's the infrastructure now. You've got to bear that in mind. There's so many things you've got to bear in mind when you go into races and tracks now.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's without fault, certainly, but you know, there's a lot of things you have to bear in mind now. It's a different, when people compare it to back the sport to the 80s and the 70s, both were brilliant. Both were brilliant, but you can't compare. It's a different sport altogether.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, just to get the rigs into some of these places, that rules out certain venues. Like you said, straight away, you can't.
Yeah, Hawkstone. You never get those trucks in a little lane in Hawkstone. No way would you get it into the circuit.
Yeah, they're massive, aren't they?
Yeah, but it is a different sport, definitely now from what it was back in those days. Both were brilliant. 70s, 80s, 90s, it was all brilliant, but it's a different everything. The riding, the bikes. I mean, the stuff the riders are doing now on the bikes is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You don't appreciate it unless you see a slow-mo of what they're actually doing on the bike.
Yeah.
The things they're doing. You know, we spoke to Dave Thorpe. They wouldn't dream of doing stuff like that. You know, but on the other hand, the modern riders wouldn't be able to ride a 500 two-stroke for 45 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like you said, it's totally different eras.
100% different. Yeah, both are brilliant.
But I used to, it used to be cool in the 90s to do a one-legger when I was racing. So now it's like treble flips and God knows what else. It's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, now they throw 450s around like they do. I'm just full of admiration for how they do it.
Yeah. It is special, isn't it, to watch?
And also, it has to be said, on TV, you don't always get the full impression of the circuit. It's you lose the elevation and stuff like that. So sometimes it doesn't look as good on TV.
Yeah, I noticed that at Matley as well, where I watched it on the telly, and then I did the photography there for the GPs. And when you're in it, you can see that big treble they do when they go away from you on the commentary tower, and that's like huge.
Yeah. And you go to Lommel, somewhere like that, on TV, the holes and the ruts don't look anywhere near as big as they do when you're stood next to
them. Yeah, massive, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's when you appreciate the riders, when you see they're riding around tracks like Lommel and the speed they go.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's another legend as well on the old camera, Dick Law. He said he's a bit late.
Not for the first time.
Oh, classic.
Good lad, makes a nice cup of tea.
Yeah. Actually, I went past his truck at Fox Hill. I should have asked for that, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, classic. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, I love that, Dick. So amazing events wise that you've been to, I would imagine, I'm pretty sure that the nations probably must be right up there. A lot of the nations that you've done, and like you said, you've done 17, 18 or whatever nations. They've always got a special atmosphere, haven't they, Roger?
Basically, anyone who's anyone is at the nations, in industry, riders, whatever. So you spend the whole weekend catching up with people that you probably only see that time at the nations, you know, and you see people there, and you wander around star spotting all the time. You just see people and you catch up with people because everyone's there. It's a great atmosphere. Everyone's having a good time. The nations weekend is highlight of my year every year for sure. Brilliant. Some better than others, obviously, but the whole weekends are good. But events, blimey, 2006 nations at Matley Basin. Unbelievable with Everts and Stewart.
Yeah,
that was just.
That's the only one I've seen. That's the only one I've seen. Nation, so that was really good.
That was just crazy that weekend. Steve Dixon and the team were completely overwhelmed with the crowd. They were not expecting that sort of crowd. We Paul and I started commentating on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And suddenly the event promoter, the guy from Bike It, Martin, Martin Mansbridge, came rushing up to us and said, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." We said, "Why?" He said, "Well, people are queuing to come in. They've heard you talking. They think they're missing something, and they're pushing the fences down."
No way.
Such a crowd, such a massive crowd. They were overwhelmed.
I
And
remember getting out. It was crazy.
yeah, well, of course, that was another thing. There was an incident on the road, and the police shut the road off, so that meant no one could get out. But the actual physical crowd there, I've got a picture of Stefan jumping into the crowd there. You just see him with the whole bank at Matley is just a sea of people, and the atmosphere there was brilliant. But the 2016 one was as well, when Anstey won his class.
Yes.
That atmosphere there was, wow. That was something special. That was good, because when Max led and won his class, the whole place was buzzing, absolutely buzzing. So that was a cracking one.
Someone's just put Bat Daddy here. Just put Roger Warren, thoughts on the 2-stroke versus the 4-stroke.
Oh, question, isn't it? That's a question.
Yeah.
I grew up on 2-strokes, so obviously that's my era.
Excuse me.
I mean, they're simple. You could work on them. You could whip the barrel off and change the piston easy enough. Everyone could work on them. They were simple, nice and easy. But the 4-strokes, they came through, and for whatever reason, they took over. They're easy to ride. They're much better in that respect. Riders can ride them easier, but 2-strokes, everyone's always got a soft spot. You've only got to look at the vets races like Fox Hill, the vets DN, and that's what people come to see, is the bikes, the old 2-strokes. So who's to say one's better than the other? I don't know. I don't know. I'm a 2-stroke man, but on the other hand, the 4-strokes are a fabulous piece of the kit. You can't deny that. And the riders now are so fast. On those bikes, a 450 4-stroke is fast, no doubt about it. So, which is better? Which side of the fence you on? Really, it depends on what your era is. If you're an old guy, you like 2-strokes. If you're modern, you like 4-strokes.
Yeah, I got Andy Hobbs here. He's a Swindon man. He's just put Roger is the Murray Walker of motocross. He would only know me as the Gorilla. Hi, boys. He did the Gorilla at Western all the time on a quad.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's him, yeah.
Western. Yeah, that's another one I've done as well, beach races at Western. And hopefully that's another one I might be hopefully doing the big beach race championship this year, because that's kicking up to another level. Obviously, that's going to the world level.
Yeah.
Western, you get guys like that dressed as gorillas and stuff like that and whatever. That's what makes the weekend. It's brilliant. You love it.
Do you know what?
Fans, the stuff they dress up in and the things they do. There's always an open streaker somewhere, and
blow up dough on a sidecar or something.
Yeah, you always got the Welsh and the Scots and everybody, and there's always someone doing something daft.
The last time I went to the beach race was 1988, watching Forpy there.
1988, I finished third on the sidecar.
Did you?
Race? Yeah.
Nice.
That's my claim to fame.
Yeah, definitely. That is some marathon, isn't it?
And we finished third.
Wouldn't fancy that on a sidecar, Roger. I'd rather it be you.
I'm sure we killed 2 or 3 solos, because you come over a dune and there's no stop at the side. So if someone's laid down in front of you, you just ride over them. So
a bit more grip.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Dick Law just put, I think the 4-strokes are too expensive for Joe Public.
I have to say, you go in the showroom now and you're looking $9,500 for a 4-stroke, 450.
A lot, isn't it? Yeah.
Over 10 for some. You think, how do they afford that? How do people afford that?
It's crazy money, isn't it?
Yeah, that is just ridiculous, and then running the things as well. Yeah, it's a major commitment for sure.
I think the electric bikes are like 10 grand, aren't they, Roger, as well, I think.
But in the scheme of things, that's nothing. You go road racing, it's 3 times that cost.
Yeah, tyres and all that.
Yeah, you'll use a couple of sets of tyres over a weekend, which would cost you 500 quid. If you go road racing, it's probably 200 quid entry fees. So it's just you've got to put it in perspective. It is a lot more expensive than it was, but motocross compared to other forms of motorsport is cheaper.
I'll just put this picture out. It's not all glamour, is it, doing the commentary?
No. Blessing, Graham Milne always churns that one out. That was at Brampton. And Brian Higgins, who was the series manager at the time, said, "Oh yeah," he said, "we got you a nice commentary box up there," and that was it.
Wow!
That was it. There was no window. I had to open the door to see what was happening. It was on the top of the scaffold, on the side of a windy hillside in Brampton.
Wow!
And I was working with Paul Malin, and I think Mano had something similar. And we were, that was it.
Wow!
That was the commentary box. But I can better that. The very first Isle of Wight GP, 2004, MXGP.
Yeah.
We went over there, and Jeff Perrott was one of the promoters.
Okay.
They said, "Yeah, we've got all your commentary box. It's all set up. You'll love it. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's all done, all sorted for you." So Paul and I didn't even bother to go and look. We just took them at their word. Anyway, Saturday morning, there were 2 GRP containers stacked on top of each other and a ladder. They said, "There it is up there." So, okay. So we went up the ladder, opened the door, went inside, and there's all of our screens, microphones all set out inside this GRP container. But there's no windows.
Oh, wow.
So we couldn't see anything. We were in a container with no windows.
That's brilliant.
So we had to improvise. We had to then climb onto the roof of the GRP thing, the slippery container roof, with our microphones, and we spent the weekend stood on the roof because they forgot to put any windows in it for us to see what was actually happening.
Oh, I love that. That's proper prep, that is.
Yeah. So, we ended up stood on the roof of that one.
Graham said, "I'll give you that one."
Yeah. That's the one where he allegedly fell down the hillside with his kilt, but we won't go on that.
Andy's just said as well about expense. He's got a big super yacht. We went out on it this year, and I took a few of the Speedway guys out on it. Hopefully we're getting another go this year. Take some motocross guys out, and he just said, "Wow, Ricky Johnson and Dave Thorpe have been on his boat after Fox Hill." He just put, "Get a boat." He said it was 10,000 to fill the tank up.
That's what I mean. It's
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is expensive. There's no doubt about it. But in the scheme of things, and you compare it to other forms of motorsport and motorcycle sport, trials is probably the only thing that's cheaper.
Yeah, true. Good old Lucky Ash. What do you think are important things to have as a race commentator, Roger?
Enthusiasm, love of the sport, 100%. You've got to love the sport because, especially when you start, you know that you're probably stood in the field in the rain with a microphone and a program. So if you don't love what you're doing, then there's no point. You know, and no disrespect, you're commentating on C Group Juniors, you know, in the rain and the wet and the cold. So you've got to love what you do. But if you've got that love and the passion and the enthusiasm, it's going to come through. And you know, that's really what it's all about. And you've got to put the work in. People don't, they think, and I know some people do. Some commentators I know, and credit to them, they will rock up, pick the microphone up, pick a program up, and start talking. Fair play. I can't do that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what prep you put into it.
My wife will tell you this time of year, I will spend hours and hours and hours and hours doing all my start of the season prep, and then during the course of the year, you just update it. But
keep up with it.
Do your prep on all the riders, the teams. You've got to keep up to date.
Yeah.
You know, so you basically you have to read everything.
Yeah.
Keep up to date with what's going on, who's doing what, and read as much as you can. Keep up to date with things. Believe nothing, because the worst thing I get told all sorts of stuff. You wouldn't believe some of the things that people tell me, and if I would get myself in deep shit.
Yeah.
So you get to learn the people that you can trust.
Trust what they say.
They say.
I
wouldn't dare repeat half the stuff. But you've got to read everything. Or I do. That's the way I work. I will have plenty of notes there, which if I'm struggling, or you know, I need, you know, something goes wrong or whatever, something I can refer to. But the way I approach it, and this is just me, is I try and find out facts and things about riders and teams that you wouldn't normally know.
Okay, yeah.
To make it a bit more interesting. Because anyone can say, you know, Tommy Searle's leading and Conrad Muse is second and Conrad's from Somerset and Tommy's from the Midlands and stuff like that. That's easy. But if you actually find out things about where their race number comes from, where they started and stuff like that, and just a little bit of interesting stuff that you perhaps wouldn't know. Like if I was sat at home, that's what I find interesting. Is just, you know, different stuff that sort of highlights it. Anyone can. It's like when you're on doing TV commentary, you can see what's happening the same as I can. So, but you need to then build it and add a little bit to it and make it a bit more interesting. You can see what's going on, but you need to give a bit of background and make it a little bit more interesting on what's happening. And you only do that by hard work, basically, by research, talking to the riders, talking to the teams, getting their confidence. Once you get to know them, then they'll sort of tell you stuff, you know.
Yeah, bit of inside info and all that, and
and that I find interesting. You know, stuff like Tim Geiser, 243. Why is he number 243? Well, it's the date of the birth of his brother's birthday who got killed. Stuff like that. You know, and that sort of makes it a little bit more interesting than you find. Bob Rashev was a Russian road race champion before he started motocross. Stuff like, you know, things like that.
Little bits of info.
I try and build in
details.
Make it a little bit more interesting. But that's this time of year. That's what I do. Is I will just do loads of work, loads of prep, as much as I can, and look up and read everything I can.
Well, you're obviously with your experience and everything, you're like a walking motocross encyclopedia as well.
Well, yeah, but you've got to get it right because guaranteed
every year, isn't it?
100% guaranteed. Someone will come up to you at a race and they'll say, "Oh yeah, heard you last week, and yeah, you were really good." And you think, "Here it comes," but you got this wrong. He wasn't champion in 2012; it was 2013, and something, you know, they will nail you if you get it wrong. Stuff like that. And you, to be honest, you got to hold your hands up and say, "Yep, fine, sorry, won't happen again." But you know, you will get picked up if you say things that are wrong. So you've got to do your proper research. You can't blag it. But as I say, there's people who do and get away with it, and fair play to them. But I can't do that. I prefer to be able to refer to stuff.
Yeah. And of course, like every year, even though we know all the riders and that, they change teams and sponsors and bikes.
The first round is a nightmare. Hawkstone, the international. It's a nightmare because riders have changed team, they change kit, change bikes, you know, and you can't recognise them. Later in the year, you can pick them up straight away. First one of the year. That's why the Nations is a nightmare because they're all wearing different kit, different
colours and that.
Helmets, different numbers, different everything.
It's not easy.
That's always a killer, absolute killer.
Yeah. Is there any certain tracks and venues that you really like visiting to do the commentary? Is there certain ones that you just get a nice feeling when you go there, good facilities, all that sorts of things?
Yeah. Ones around the world, basically. Matterley's always a nice, that's a great track. That is a brilliant track. You know, it's got everything. It's fast, it's technical, it's got massive jumps, it's got everything. That is brilliant.
Good for viewing.
Hawkstone is old school. You know, it's hard, it's old school, it is what it is. So Hawkstone's a good one. Majora, I love Majora. That is brilliant.
It looks nice. I've never been there, but it looks amazing. Yeah.
The atmosphere is that's brilliant. That's right. 100% what he says there. 100%. Majora, the atmosphere is fabulous there. It's all in a valley. It's a flowing track. It's a really nice part of the world. The town is lovely. It's right on the edge of the track. The area is really nice in the lake. Everything about it is wonderful. Majora is fantastic. Some of the American tracks, Redbud's brilliant. Redbud is so well prepared. It's unbelievable. All the grass is mowed in stripes like your front lawn. It's the preparation is wonderful. You see that. That's a brilliant circuit. Places like that. There's lots of different ones. Kegums in Latvia, good track. Right in the woods. First time I went there, we were told in the morning, don't wander off the track at all because we've seen mountain lion footprints on the track. So
No way.
that's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that was good. Lommel is fabulous, but Lierop is probably the toughest, gnarliest track I've ever seen. I went there just to watch the year that Ken Didyker won on his last race for Yamaha.
Yep.
And he just destroyed everybody. He went round there 6 seconds a lap quicker than everybody.
Bloody hell.
And at the end, everyone's hanging. They're up and down like that in the hole. And the guy had just gone bop, 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 skipping his way around, looking around. He was bored after about 10 minutes. He was so far in front, he was bored. And he was proven he got sacked by Yamaha and he just pissed everybody. So,
rubbing it in.
Lierop's unbelievable.
Very cool, that is there any the GP riders? Do you enjoy watching certain GP riders that sort of get you off your seat?
I'm not allowed to have favourites, but you've got to say Hurlins. You've got to say
all action.
The things that boy can do on a bike. Sometimes it's just jaw dropping. You watch him, especially if you're stood next to the track. You're right on the side, and you see Jeffrey skipping around the track and doing stuff that no one else is doing. And he just makes it look easy. I was on the mic when he won his first GP at Grafenswald.
Right.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the kid's special. He is.
Yeah.
But having said that, he's everyone's caught him up now. I don't say he's slowed down, but everyone's caught him up. Prado is ridiculous. Prado starts on I was at Lommel this year, and Prado, February caught him hand over fist, and all of a sudden Prado just sort of looked over his shoulder and disappeared again, just because he could.
Yeah,
ridiculously fast. Goldenhoff is fast. They're all fast, but I have to say, Jeffrey, the respect for Tony Cairoli, because Cairoli learned how to do all the modern way of riding. When he started, it was old school, but he learned how to scrub and he learned how to do all the modern stuff.
Yeah,
taught himself how to do that, so that he could compete with Hurlins and Prado and people like that. So, big respect to him because he was old school and he taught himself the new way of riding.
Yeah,
Jet Lawrence. You see Lawrence now. Wow, it's just scary, isn't he?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
He's only going to get better, and he can. He's another one. He does stuff that no one else even thinks of, even look at, and he can just do it without thinking.
He's like a cross between all the best riders, and he like an Everts and Bale, and he's like a cross between all of them. Like he's got all of it.
Stefan, unbelievable, but boring because he made it look so easy. He didn't do anything drastic. He didn't scrub. He didn't do massive jumps. He just rode fast, faster than anybody else, and made it look easy. I mean, it was a nightmare when I did Eurosport because the camera would concentrate on him for 40 minutes. And that's all you see is Stefan Everts riding around because he was in front from the start and in front at the finish. And it would just concentrate on Everts riding around on his own for the whole race.
Mad.
Yeah. So,
even after all these years, Roger, do you ever get any butterflies before big events? Or
it's 100%. 100%. Yeah. And in fact, if anything, it's getting worse. My nerves are getting worse. Yeah. It used to be that you're sort of a little bit, nervous for the event, nervous excitement. It's now, because of social media and everything, there's an element of being frightened of making a mistake.
Yeah.
Because with social media, you're going to get nailed. if you say something wrong, especially on TV or whatever, it's going to come back to bite you. Oh, good. See Graham at Hawkstone. That'd be good.
Yeah. So they're great.
Yeah. So there's an element now of actually sort of being a little bit afraid is the wrong word, but wary of making a mistake, because you are going to get nailed now. Yeah. But the biggest one, if you look at the picture behind you, Erne, you go to the Nations, there's 65,000 people there.
Yeah.
And you stand up in front of them, where probably 50,000 of them aren't English, probably 60,000 of them aren't English.
Yeah.
And you start off the first day to try to get a reaction. And you shit yourself until you've got that out of the way. Because all the works are done. And if they're with you, which they were, thankfully, you get a massive reaction. Then it's okay. But it could easily go the other way, where they don't do anything. I've seen that happen. I saw that at the Nations at Aston a couple of years ago. One of the guys tried to get a Mexican wave going, all sorts of things, and he died a death. Absolutely died. Yeah. And that's horrible. So that's a real bum twitching moment, is when you stand up in front of a crowd like that, just you, and you have to talk to them and get a reaction. You know, you go on stage, basically. You go on stage in front of 65,000 people. And it's like a comedian. Your first joke goes out, and if they don't laugh, you're in trouble. And if they don't respond to what I say, you're in trouble. So that is nerves.
Yeah, there must be a major buzz, like, you know, obviously you do a great job of it, and there must be a massive buzz, like when you're at the Nations, and like you said, you're getting that reaction that you need. That must be a massive buzz.
Oh, nothing like it. Nothing like it. If you can get 65,000 people reacting to you and cheering and working with you, I mean, that's you're buzzing. I come away from the Nations and I come home and you're on a massive downer because you're on such a high, and then you come home and you're on a massive low. Because that whole weekend it's buzzing, you know, and that is. Yeah, I can only liken it to, you know, being on a concert, a rock star on a concert or something like that, or you know, and the same sort of thing. If the crowd are with you, it's such a buzz, such a buzz.
Must be amazing.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're not there to see me; they're there to see the racing. But if they're with you, then you know that weekend's going to be good.
Yeah, good to whip the crowd up. Lawrence Harrier, Speedway rider. He was a great Speedway rider. He just put great interview, great insight, Roger. Do you have any embarrassing stories of it going wrong? Sorry, I have to ask.
Loads. Hundreds. Yeah. Probably a good one. My early days of working on Eurosport. Stefan Everts was at the Burr.
Okay.
And he was going to secure his title there, world champion. And after race one, I'd miscalculated. He'd won the race, and I thought he'd won the championship. So I'm proclaiming he was world champion live on TV.
Okay.
And this is weird because he's not celebrating, nor is anybody else. And I'm saying, new champion, yada, 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 yada. And then suddenly I worked out that he actually wasn't. He won it in the second race because he needed another couple of points.
Oh, God.
So, I was proclaiming him a champion a race too early.
Okay,
Done that, and sometimes, and other times you sort of you miss riders, or you miss stuff happening. That you know, Lee, if you're on a circuit and you're looking at one part of the track, something will happen somewhere else that you don't see.
Yeah.
And everyone's screaming at you, saying, "What's going on? Look," and you can't see it.
Yeah.
That thing, you know, that happens all the time. You cannot look everywhere.
What is your favourite part of the job, Roger?
Mixing with the riders and the teams and the stars and all the people who are my heroes. 100%. It goes back to me being a fan. I'm there. I've got all access, so I can go anywhere. At GP, Nations, anywhere. So I'm so lucky is I can just wander in anywhere. And I get to talk to people. There you go, Rob Andrews, Stuart Flocker, people like that. You know, and I get to talk to people and and actually are friends with a lot of these people now who
Yeah.
were
Madness.
my heroes. And
Yeah.
I'm mixing with these people, and I get to talk to them, and go in the team trucks and see everybody, and that's 100% my favourite bit, because I'm just living the dream of any fan. I'm just got on all access pass to talk to all these top people. It doesn't get better than that, and I get paid for doing it. Don't get better than that, does it?
Talking about dreams, look, that was I think it was us at Fox Hill, and I got to be in a commentary tower with yourself. Was definitely a dream for me, for sure.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good day, wasn't it?
It was, well, half a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Repercussions are still going on for that one.
Yeah, I know, it's such a shame. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was going to be brilliant as well, wasn't it? It was great crowd. Been a big crowd for a while in a British Championship, I would have said.
Yeah.
It's just a shame, isn't it? But yeah.
Yeah. You can't really say too much about it, but you just feel sorry for everybody on that, because it's just a tragic accident, and that's all it was. Tragic accident.
Yeah.
And as I say, the fallout is still carrying on now.
Yeah. Red tape and all that, I'm sure. It's not easy. Do you follow all the Supercross as well, the American Supercross as well, Roger?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm an. I don't sit up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching it, but
Yeah. Watch
I do
highlights.
keep a track. That's one that I've never seen, a Supercross, American Supercross. I've never seen one, so that is one on the bucket. Right. I would love. I would love to see one. Again, you don't get the full effect on TV. You don't see the height of those whoops that they're skipping over and the jumps that they're doing and whatever. You don't see that on TV. So you see what's going on, and the show. I'd love to. From what I've heard, the whole show is brilliant. The whole system, the lights and the fireworks, everything that goes with it. The whole show is superb. I follow it, and I mean, again, people criticise saying, "Oh, motocross, supercross." Yeah, it's different. It's night and day different, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
You've got to understand, that's where the riders make the money. That's where the teams get the publicity. That's where it is. That's where the big show is. That's where the big crowds are. That's where the money shot is. So in America particularly, it's always going to be bigger.
Yeah, big money.
Yeah, the guys. That's why the guys want to go there. Is that's where they make the big bucks. It's a different discipline. 100% different discipline.
Yeah, that was the first proper one I went to, was the Cardiff one, where you were doing the commentary for the World Supercross when we seen Roxon and Tomac and all that. It was pretty cool to see all them live. Did you enjoy that?
That was brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I was in the same hotel as them, and again got to talk to people like that. Although I haven't said that, first time I saw Ken Roxon.
Yeah.
Was with him and Jeffrey Hurlings raced at Hawkstone.
Yeah.
About I can't remember the date. Gareth Hockey ran an event called the Handlebar Festival. Okay. And they had European Championships. Brad Anderson won the EMX Open. And Roxon and Hurlings rode in the EMX 250.
Yeah.
And they were about 14.
Yeah, really young. Yeah, I was just about to say,
by Christophe Charlier. Both of them. Charlier whooped their asses. But that's the first time I saw both of them. But yeah, Cardiff was good. Again, it's not. There's no way to compare it to the American show and the American stuff. But Tomac and Roxon, they're stars. They're big stars.
Yeah,
and
it's good to
see them here racing in this country, that's special. That is special. Those guys who are big superstars, when they come over here, it's got to be something special. Just for them to be here. Again, people criticise, and there were things that were wrong with it. It wasn't perfect, but they were there. These guys are over here racing. You can't criticise that.
Yeah, no, it's great. Great to see him in natural real life for once. There's a man, Ken Winstanley's just come on. He just said, top man, Roger, great at his job and the best in the world for getting the fans going. And you're looking good, Roger.
Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. Actually, Ken gave me one of my very early chances in commentary. I went to Foxhill, and I did one of Ken's meetings with Paul Maynin, and me and Mailer were in the commentary box that weekend. I think that was before Paul had started doing the TV.
Yeah,
we were both very new to it. Both just started off, and Ken gave me one of the opportunities there. So I've always been grateful for that one.
He did some bloody good events as well, didn't he? He had some really good.
It was cracking. It was a Foxhill, as I say. It was a 2-dayer. Good event all weekend. Fantastic stuff. And as I say, me and Malin have both just started on in the commentary stuff then. So that was a good weekend. Yeah. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, brilliant. Who do you think is going to be at the front then this year in the MXGP in both the classes? And who's going to?
Well, there's a question.
In contention, I suppose.
There's a question. You can't look past Prado. Prado's going to be on it. You know, I mean, he's going to come in. He's having a good time in America as long as he doesn't get hurt in the Supercross. You know, that could be a big point. If he hurts himself, he's going to be buggered for the start of the GP season. So, you know, if he keeps healthy, he's going to come in fast. Hurlings has had a year off. He's pretty much as healthy and as fit as he's been for a long time. He's going to be hungry. So Hurlings is going to be on it. Febvre finished off last year as the top man, the fastest man. So Febvre is going to be there. It's probably going to be one of his last chances to win. So he's going to be fired up. Other than that, who knows? Really? There's anyone who could win a race. There's quite a few out there who could win the odd race, but those you got to think the champion is going to be between those three. I would think. I'm probably coming out, but you know, you got to think those three are up there.
Maybe Geyser. I suppose it'll be Geyser will be in it.
What's Seaver going to be like on a Kawasaki? You don't know.
Yeah, you just don't know. Yeah.
You know, that just might be the step he needs for moving up. You know, you don't know. There's so many. It's a long season. It's a long season, and you've got to stay healthy, and you've got to stay fit, and you've got to be lucky, basically.
I would say, like, because for instance, like Guys has been lucky a couple of times with a couple of the guys have gone out injured and give him that pathway a couple of times. So it'd be interesting to see what he does with everyone there as well. And
yeah, well, Guy's another one. I mean, we used to call him Rubber Man because he never got hurt. He'd crash and get up every single time until last year, but he didn't. You know, and that had a big effect. But he came back strong. You know, so Geister looks happy. He's obviously the Honda's built around him. The whole team's built around him. So you know, Geister's he's going to be there as well, isn't he, for sure? You know, that's why it's any one of those. You're not going to have someone run away with it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully, I can just ask you a few more if that's all right. I just got. I was going to ask you about what are some of the best races that you've commentated on over the years. Obviously, you've had so much experience. It's got a lot hard to pick out.
Well, we touched on a couple. 2006 Matterley Basin Nations, Everton Stewart.
Yeah,
unbelievable. That race was just unbelievable. Stewart wanted to win. Whatever he said afterwards, it wasn't a team thing. He wanted to win. Everton, his last ever race, he wanted to win. And those two went for it. And when Everts rode around the outside of Stewart, the crowd just went crazy. You won't see that again. That was unbelievable when he rode down the outside. You know, so that was a magic race. Anstey, when he won at Matterley, that was a magic race as well. There's been some blinding GPs at Matterley when in the 250s with Tommy and Hurlins going at it. You know, those two really going at it, and that's been cracking races. One that sticks out, one that does stick out for me is I did a GP at Desert Martin in Ireland.
Yep. That was spectacular looking, wasn't it?
And that was 2005-6. Everts was champion, or going to be champion. And when he got to Desert Martin, he was on a perfect season. He won every round. And they got to Desert Martin, and Josh Coppins was there on the Yamaha. And those two, the first race, Everts won with Coppins second. And the second race, they lapped up to fourth. they lapped Ramon, DeSalle, people like that.
Crazy, yeah.
And at it and at it. And Josh said he was determined to spoil Everett's season, and he beat him and got the overall result because he won the second race. So it spoils Effort's perfect season. But that race, those two, they were just, nothing was held back. Everett was on the edge. He was hanging, and Coppins was all over him, and they just went at it flat out for the whole race. Coppins was on the Honda, I think, at the time, and Everts was still on the Yamaha. But that race was special. That was special.
Someone's just mentioned, don't see who the name is, but they've just put, I remember James Dunn and Tim Geyser in the EMX 125 around Matterley.
Geyser jumped over the fence, in fact, in that one. Actually, in Matterley, he went over the big triple and went over the fence into the crowd.
How did he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's lots of those. I remember commentating at Majora GP, and in the EMX 125, in the KTM junior team, there was Jorge Prado, Josiah Natsky, and a certain young Conrad Muse. All in the same.
Oh, wow.
They were all on 125s, and Conrad was probably 15, 16, something like that. And he was on the factory KTM junior team alongside Prado. So, yeah, there's a lot of cases of that where riders have, come through like that.
Yeah. What you must have, over the years of your experience as well, you must have had a lot of technical issues with microphones, and I've only just started doing it, and I've had plenty of that. So how do you cope with that, and how do you react to all that sort of stuff?
You get on with it. That's all you can do, is make the best of it. Oh, I've had so many. And Eurosport, I was doing a Eurosport MXGP.
Yep.
They're on the line, 30-second board, 10-second board, bang, the screen goes black. Everything goes black. Nothing.
No way.
And it's live. And they're off, they're gone. And you can hear in the background the bikes are going, and they're going in the first turn, and I can see nothing. The screen's gone black.
Oh,
and you're thinking, keep talking, but I hope to God nothing's happened on that first turn. Because if there's a big crash, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. How long did it take to come back?
It took about 30, 40 seconds for it to come back.
Oh, my God.
So you just keep going, hoping that technical issues, they sort it out.
Yeah.
Back to you. So that was a sketchy one.
Yeah, a bit of a panic.
That was sketchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We various ones. I was at a GP once, I won't say where, but a Nations. And on the Saturday, 10 minutes before the first race, the PA guys, there was a dispute between them and somebody else, and the PA guy said, right, we're going home. And started to pack the kit up.
No.
And you think, oh, right, okay.
That's awkward.
Yeah. How's that going? I did, not a technical issue, but a problem issue. I did another GP. I won't say where again.
Yeah.
Where because when I do a GP abroad live, I work with obviously the local guy speaking the language. I speak English.
Of course, yeah.
Language.
Yeah.
And I did one with this particular chap who since then we were actually good mates. Well, this was the first time, and I'm talking. And I stopped and, to hand back to him. And he was stood in the corner with his arms folded like that and didn't say anything. So I thought, right, okay, keep going. So I talked a bit more, looked across, and he's like that. And everyone in the commentary area is looking, saying, what's up? What's going on? What's wrong? And he suddenly says, it's your show, carry on. He got the ump because I was talking too much. He got the ump, basically.
Oh, right. That was awkward then.
So that was awkward, yeah. So, the organisers had a little word with him afterwards, and we're good mates now.
Oh, right, that's all right then. All worked out.
Yeah, but as we said as well, I mean, it's common when you get there and the PA system doesn't work properly, or the microphone or the headphones don't work, or the timing screen goes down, and that just happens on a regular basis, doesn't it? That's you have to just try and keep going and blag it until or work around it, or it fixes itself. But that happens on a regular basis.
For sure.
Beyond your control, there's nothing you can do about it. But that does happen on a regular, and that can stump you completely. But what can you do? You just have to try and keep going.
Mm. Before we go, what do you think of the? We did talk about off air, but about the electric bikes all coming in.
Have you ridden one?
No, I've had some at my events, and I've took photos of some, and it's
No,
bizarre when they go
they're
past.
brilliant. They are brilliant.
Mm.
They are fabulous. They are so easy to ride. They're just instant. They're fantastic. I first rode one, an off-road one, at Franciacorta at the Nations in 2009. Somebody put that one there on display.
Yeah.
They said, I said, oh, can I borrow that? Because I needed to go to the pit box or something. And I rode it. Bloody brilliant. And since then, I've ridden off-road ones. I've ridden road bikes. Fantastic.
Mm.
But would you want one? That's the thing.
Mm. Mm.
But we were discussing last week at the Arena Cross, where Jack Brunel won. Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, indoors, I'm convinced, as I said to you, indoors, I'm convinced the sound of 450 bikes is actually a distraction. They are so loud. If you've got a roof indoors, they're so loud, you can't hear anything else. So you can't hear the DJ MC doing his stuff, trying to get the crowd going. You can't hear what he's saying. You don't get the atmosphere because all you can hear is the bike noise, and it's distracting. So indoors on an Arena Cross venue, I think you don't need the bike noise. So electric bikes would be brilliant because you can still build the atmosphere. Everything else will still be going on, and you don't need the noise. That's probably controversial, and I'm probably going to get shot down for that. But indoors, if everyone had one, and you're all on a level playing field, brilliant. At the moment, when you've got one out there against the rest and you win, then you ask questions. And I wonder how long it's going to be before they start protesting. If he keeps winning, if Brunel wins again this week, they're going to come in. They're not going to be happy. So, yes, in that scenario, I definitely think electric bikes are the future. Indoors, in an arena, fantastic. Outside, nothing, because there's no noise and it's horrible. I remember they did a demonstration lap at Qatar MotoGP when they first brought in the electric class, and they did a demonstration lap. What a waste of time that was.
Yeah.
The thing's on the line and everyone's there, and it just goes. That was it. 2 minutes later, it came back and stopped again. Yeah. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. It's the same as the car racing, the electric Formula One things. Horrible, because there's no noise. So outside, there's no atmosphere, but indoors, I'm sure that there's a market for them, definitely.
That's interesting. That could be interesting.
Definitely.
Maybe even if they had a group of them as well, would be good.
They are fabulous. They are brilliant. They are so good and so easy to ride.
So I suppose like the positive as well, that they could have like tracks of these even in built-up areas, for instance.
For sure. Yeah, why not? You can have them in city areas. Yeah, it's not going to upset anybody. It's brilliant. It spreads the off-roads thing. If it's going to get more people into off-road, whether they're riding indoors or outdoors, whatever. You could have more indoor practice tracks that have them. But I know at Wealdon Farm, my good friends down there, Andrew Savory and the team at Wealdon, they only run electric bikes now.
Oh, right, okay.
Indoors down there on their Supercross track, they only run electric bikes.
Oh, right, interesting.
Fantastic. And you can have just as much fun down there on an electric bike as you can on a petrol one, for sure.
Yeah.
You ride around there on those things, you can do everything you can on a petrol bike. So the right scenario, for sure, they're coming. You're not going to stop them, they're coming. But in the right scenario, they're good. But
it's definitely positives as well.
Yeah, not everywhere.
Yeah. Are you on any social medias, Roger? I think I know.
I'm on Twitter and Insta and that sort of stuff. MC Rog Warren. I'm on there at MC Rog Warren. Come on there if you're going to say nice things.
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook so often now because I get stalked all the time by certain people. So I tend to come off that a little bit because otherwise you get stalked.
No idea what that is.
No.
Me, I think I've got about 20 selfies with Roger all
Yeah,
over the place.
yeah, that's a bit worrying now.
It'll be happening again, Roger.
Now,
Don't turn me down. Don't turn me down. Don't let me down on your heroes and all that.
I'm going to avoid you now. I'll start charging you. That'll put you off, won't it?
Yeah.
That'll stop you.
Five for a selfie.
Exactly. That'll stop you.
Don't, because you get me doing even.
You must have stuff coming up, haven't you?
Yes. Obviously, I'm now doing our reunion 4. Believe it or not, it's the 4th one already, so that's pretty exciting. So I'm busy with that. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some BSMA commentary this year and stuff. So yeah, it's quite a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll get to do something with you again.
Good year this year. There's so much going on. I mean, there's new championships. I'm talking to people about the new. Can't say what it is, but the fastest 40 riders will be in it. So I'm talking to them. That's going to be a good one. Obviously, a massive year with the nations here at Matley again. This is going to
I can't wait. Yeah.
The Vets to Nations at Fox Hill is already
massive.
Ticket sales are up massively on last year already. So that is, and honestly, I'm not just towing the line here. It could well be ticket only, and camping is definitely going to be restricted. So if you plan on going for the weekend and camping, get your ticket now. 100% get your ticket now, because they will restrict it and they will shut the gates. And not because they don't want you there, but because physically they haven't got the room. They very nearly ran out last year, and it could happen again. So you do not want to be left not being able to get there, because that is going to be even bigger and better this year for sure. 100%.
Yeah, it's going to be massive, isn't it?
British Championship, new sponsor, that's going to be good. You know, with the Dirt School British Championship Series, that's going to be massive. You know, that's going to be really good. There's big contenders in that one. New riders, new teams again. Western this year is going to be, by the sound of it, it's going to be a round of the World Beach Cross Championship. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Lots of big, good meetings coming up this year for sure.
Yeah, it's just all the silly season's been going on, and it's all going to start getting exciting from here on in. So we're all look forward to this season. Hopefully, you can have a good year for everyone.
Yeah. So you practice your pronunciations on some of the names.
Oh yeah, well, stayed up all night in that hotel, Roger, for that MHT.
Yeah, you practice the names. You don't
I
want to
did,
give it out.
Even though you said I was watching something else, but
yeah, well, that's what I said to you. You said you're in a hotel room on your own overnight, stayed up all night watching TV. Yeah, I know.
I like to do the prep as well.
Draw our own conclusions on that one, don't you?
Oh, didn't have the energy for that.
Working it out on expenses. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, that's a funny thing as well. I don't know if you, because I spoke to Jack Bernacle about that as well, because I got one of them fines for, you know, the emissions thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I paid for the one on the way in. I didn't realise you had to pay on the way out as well. Oh, yeah.
The studio was just in outside the emission zone.
Was it?
I thought so.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought you might want to check that, because I thought they told us that it was not to worry about it because it was outside the emission zone.
Oh, well, I paid to go in. I got another
money for it, did he? You didn't pay Jack, did you?
No. Yeah. Even Jack was like, "Yeah, I've had loads of them." Oh dear, yeah, not good.
I love Jack. Jack Bernacle's a great bloke. I love him.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He is the most enthusiastic person going. Jack just loves the sport. He absolutely. I know sometimes, like all of us, we make mistakes. We do, but Jack is so enthusiastic and he's brilliant. And I love him. Absolutely love him. And he's another one. He was one I looked up to in the past. So to be mates with Jack, and we are mates. I love that. You know, that's a big plus.
Yeah, another proper legend. Like, you two are the iconic voices of the sport. So, yeah, it's amazing to be able to be in contact with you both for sure. So hopefully I'll get to see you again and work with you at some point. Would be really cool.
Photographing it, no doubt.
Stroking. Be asking for how much for the selfie.
Yeah, that's what I said. I should actually be like you. I should turn my hat around.
Let's go for it, Rod. Yeah, let's go for it. If we do commentary, you have to go hats backwards.
No, let's not be stupid now.
Let's try and be a bit more professional.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying, Rog. I'm trying with this going forward things. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in the way.
Sponsors.
That's it. Right. Much love, mate. I appreciate your time. That was really cool to do that. First time I've spoke to anyone about the commentary and everything. So that was another good thing to do. So much appreciated.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And to everybody, hope to see you at the races this year.
Yep. Brilliant. Can't wait. Cheers, Roger. Legend, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you, my friend. Brilliant. Proper legend, Mr. Roger Warren. Enjoyed that. He is information man. He's an encyclopedia of motocross, that's for sure. Him and Jack Bernacore are iconic voices in the sport. And as I said to Roger there, well, he knew at the time anyway, I was just a tad excited to be at Fox Hill in my hometown in the British Championship with Roger Warren in the commentary. Was like, because I used to go and see him for the couple of years or whatever when I come back doing my stuff from the COVID to go and see. I used to go and speak to him a few times when he was doing the commentary and have a quick chat with him. So to get to go in there with him, I was like, you can imagine how overwhelming that was. But it's super cool to do, that's for sure. Yeah, for sure. Cheers for coming on, buddy. Cheers, Ian. Hope you're good, mate. Have you still got your boat, Ian? It's all, I bet it's all been cleaned up, is it? And kept out the way of some sketchy weather. Yeah, fingers crossed go back on Andy's this year. And get a little motocross get together one. We had went there with Mike, Swindon Speedway legend Mike Broadbank, Andy Graham, who's come into our reunion again. I just let out. I haven't even put out there yet. Yeah, I wish. Are we talking about a paddle boat here? Just slightly out of my league, Ian. Rubber dinghy, maybe. Don't fancy that, though. Don't fancy that. Right, thanks very much for everyone that come on. Like I said, don't forget I got the bike raffle going. That was up at the old Shoe and Shine at the Fox Hill Vets as well. 125 RM 125 2006. As you can see, very, very nice. Very factory, as we like to say. So yeah, it's all brand new look throughout. They totally rebuilt it. You know, brand new restore basically. And yeah, get hold of me for that. We're only doing 160 numbers total. And I think I've got like 40 or 50 numbers gone already. So get involved in that and start off someone's new year with a bang in 2024, winning that peach, little yellow peril. And yeah, get involved for our, wow, we can officially call it this time a BSMA reunion. Everyone knew it was a BSMA reunion, but now we can actually officially call it that, that we run under the BSMA banner. So it's our Motocross and Speedway Memories BSMA Reunion 4. We're already on our fourth one in 2024. We started in September 2021, and it's already now on our fourth one. We're also going to go for a second Battle of Britain event later this year at Landrake as well. Looking at August, September. Hopefully I'll confirm a date with them guys soon on that, where we'll have all the kids there and the youth there as well, because the reunions are just for adults. Well, basically over 15 years old can race in all the adult groups. And it's going to be on the 22nd and 28th of April 2024 at the amazing Monster Mountain. So get booked in with me. I'm already approaching, trying to get up to the 100 mark booked in, and then we'll be trying to push on for the 200 mark, and then fingers crossed we can get to the magic 300 mark like we have for the first three reunions. Everyone's been amazing and had amazing time. First one was at Little Hempston in Devon, and then the second one in 2022 was at Culham in Oxford. And last year, the reunion 3, arguably the best one so far, was at Whiteway Barton in Devon. Now we're in Wales for Reunion 4. I'm chasing all the legends as we speak to go out in the legends thing again. I've already got about 7 or 8 legends down and confirmed that I'll be posting up about them guys coming. Looking to get a few more Speedway riders there as well. I've already got 3 now, I think, confirmed Speedway wise. 2 of them are national champions as well. So a little hint, one's a British Speedway champion, former British Speedway champion, and one is a current national champion of New Zealand in Speedway as well. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so get in touch with me. You can message me on Facebook or text or WhatsApp me. I'm mainly on WhatsApp and Facebook message that everyone speaks to me. 077 649 78839. So you can get me on there. And thank you very much for the man for doing this for me as well.
Hey everybody, Roger Warren here. Just to remind you to contact Lee Ashby, the legend, as soon as possible to get booked into Reunion 4 at the magnificent Monster Mountain, being held on April the 27th and 28th. Contact him now. Make sure you're there. See you soon.
Legend Roger. Calling me a legend. From a legend like that, that's ridiculous. Bless him. He's the legend. Before I mention this one, this is a former world champion of Speedway, American legend himself.
Hi guys, Sam Malenko here. The Ashby's asked me to remind everybody that Reunion 4 coming up at Monster Mountain on April 27th and 28th. Book your tickets now. See you there.
Sudden Sam Malenko, proper legend. He's a team manager of Birmingham Speedway in the top tier league of Speedway this year. Former world champion, absolute legend of Speedway, Mr. Sam Malenko. So that was really cool. I've been chasing a lot of the legends for some promos, so fingers crossed they'll help me out. So yeah, we'll see how that goes as well. Like I said, get in contact with me if you want to get involved with the bike raffle, and get in contact with me if you want to book in for the Reunion 4, which would be amazing. And just before I go, I just want to say as well, don't forget, not this weekend, but the following Sunday, the 28th of January, is going to be the Lee Jones Memorial Day there. Hashtag 74 in his loving memory, and the owner Darren Lewis has allowed them to use the Monster Mountain track for a practice day. Well, basically, in memory of Lee, which is amazing. It's going to run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's in Merthyr Tydfil, if you didn't know, and it's basically £40 cash on the gate as you go in to practice. Then you'll sign on. And so it's only no booking in, you just literally turn up. There's loads of room there as well, which is amazing. And yeah, pay that £40 cash, and all the proceeds of that go to the Jones family to help with the funeral and everything like that, which is amazing. He's a local lad, Merthyr Tydfil. Yeah, I had great years racing with him, teammate with him in 96 and 97 for Taylor Racing Suzuki in Chippenham, Wiltshire. His dad, great as well. Loved both of them guys. My dad, bless him as well, loved Lee's dad as well. And, yeah, we had some great times. And yes, it was very sad when I got told that the other day by Clyde Hartwell. And yeah, put it out there. Everyone said some lovely things, which was nice. And the family did see it. I saw his sister come on the comments and said that his dad had seen it as well. And it was very heartwarming for them that he was so thought of. So nicely thought of. Lovely lad, always happy-go-lucky lad. But yeah, so that's really cool that they're doing that. So Sunday, the 28th of January. So looking at my dates down here, I think it's a week this Sunday, if I'm correct. Yeah, this Sunday's the 21st. So it's a week this Sunday, the 28th. Lee Jones Memorial Day at Monster Mountain. You can get yourself there. Have a good day riding, and in loving memory of Lee, and help their family out. Like I said, pay £40 cash on the day to practice on your way in, and it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, yeah, get involved. Much love to you all. Thank you very much for all coming on. I always leave with a comment from my dad. Bless him. Miss him. And he always said to me in his last few years of his life, he always would say this to me. He goes, "It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice." So we'll do our best to do that. Much love to you all, and see you all soon. I'm actually going to Speedway legend Andy Graham and Jill, his lovely wife, their 40th wedding anniversary. I believe it's called Ruby. Don't want to get that wrong. That's this Friday. They've got a party, so I'm going to Wolverhampton over there to go and celebrate with them guys. And as I've already accidentally let that slip, that Andy's come in for his 4th reunion on the trot to race, the 1982 British Speedway Champions. That's really cool. He rode with my dad in my dad's last year, and they were team partners together. I did many 5-1s at Milton Keynes, so definitely a special thing for me. And Jill's like a second mum to me as well, so it's really nice to be able to go there. So I'm sure I'll probably end up popping on a video or something when I'm there with the Grahams. So hopefully I've had a bit of a do apologise if it's been a bit annoying. I've got Lainey's been pretty much ill for about 2 or 3 months with a bad cough and throat she couldn't get rid of, and now it seems to have worked its way to me. So yeah, I've not had a couple of good nights. Sorry if you can hear me with the suite as well. I've got all these weird and wonderful things and medicines and that, and hopefully I can feel a lot better come Friday, because we're going over there, going to the party and staying over in the hotel, so fingers crossed. But I'm sure I'll bring you some stuff from there, and maybe get Andy Graham on the live or something from his wedding anniversary. I'm sure Jill will be thrilled. You wouldn't expect anything less from me there. So much love to you all. Cheers, thanks for coming on, and much love to you all. Share this out there. This will be recorded. I'll share it out there tomorrow. Share it out there to your friends and family that would be interested. They can see it as well.